What's going on, everybody? It's me, your boy, AJ Red. I'm back again with another episode of the AJ Red Show. Listen, but before I get into tonight's topics, go ahead now. If this is your first time joining the video, the channel, or whatever have you, go ahead now and hit that subscribe bell so that when I upload these videos or decide to go live, that you can be one of the first ones to jump in the comments section. Yes, of course, jump in the comments section and let me know what you thought about the video and the topics and my opinion. And of course, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. The algorithm goes up for the thumbs up button for some reason or another. Last but not least, make sure to share these videos. Share them with, a family friend, a cousin, somebody that's an adult, excuse me, that can handle adult language, because I tell y'all all the time, this channel is not for children. So if you're watching around your kids, you got your disclaimer. So, fuck what else happens after that, right? So, but anyway, I'm glad we got all, the pleasantries and all that shit out the way. Listen, as I always say, I'm so glad to be back here talking to y'all and hanging out, cousins, because listen, it's usually a little boring when y'all not around. Y'all be dropping in the comment section doing stuff like that, but y'all ass don't share these motherfucking videos like y'all talking about, like y'all supposed to be. And I tell y'all all the time, I can't do lives with, 10 people in it. I ain't finna be fucking around like that. Y'all got to share these videos and get these likes up on this channel so we can move forward. But anyway, yes, I'm back. We have some topics that I, deemed worthy that came across my desk, during the time that I've been away, because I let's face it, I have been on a little hiatus, a little week. I did go on a little mini vacation. I had a good time. I'm not going to say that's that. I actually had a really good time. I got the chance to relax, woosah, and just chill the fuck out and not really think about a whole lot other than, rejuvenating my mind, my body, my emotions, and a whole lot of other stuff, with this little, this tabernacle. I had to get some shit together. So I really had a good time. It brought to my attention, how I need to do it more often. Because a lot of the time we don't really take care of ourselves enough. And that's really self-care. Get the fuck away sometime. You know what I'm saying? And just go lay out on the beach, or just get away. And just, relax, woosah, regroup, and get yourself together and come back and deal with the other shit, the woes of life later on, because that's pretty much what I've done. And listen, it does wonders. I can honestly tell you it does wonders. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too long about myself, because that's not what the fuck y'all came in for. Y'all came to hear me talk about other shit. So, with that being said, let's jump into tonight's topics. Now, I don't know if y'all heard, but a young man by the name of Othello Holmes, he's a 28-year-old African-American gentleman over in Houston, Texas. He was a chef over there in the kitchen at one of Houston's popular bar and restaurants called Culture. And for some reason or another, he has been detained because he was caught sticking his dick in the jelly in the kitchen. Before I talk about anything else, let me talk about how the fact that this restaurant is a black-owned restaurant is typically, it has a pretty good reputation for the food and the service and things of that nature that I'm aware of. And what makes me the proudest of the whole situation is that the fact of the owner himself brought this to everyone's attention. And I'm pretty sure he knew that when he brought this, to the public, that he was going to probably take a small hit financially, but people like myself would respect him a whole lot more for coming forward and telling us what the fuck it was from the rip. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to hide the shit and let somebody else actually tell the story for him and spin the narrative, therefore making him seem like he's hiding behind all of it and, trying to, sweep it under the rug to make sure that business maintains its name, its reputation, its notoriety. And let's face it, I mean, it's customers. They want to keep that volume of customers, right? But I have to start out by saying how much I respect him by coming out and letting everybody know and being forthcoming and letting us know what happened and having this motherfucker arrested. Now we got that out the way. Let's talk about Othello. Now, first of all, the name is already given, a sick motherfucker. I mean, just... That's why I don't always like to go out to eat all the time at places, you know what I'm saying? Because in your kitchen, you know what the fuck you doing, you know what I'm saying? You know if you wash your hands, you know if you scratch your scalp, scratch your ass, which I don't fuck around like that, but you know what I'm saying? You wash your hands, you know what actually happened during the preparation of the food in your kitchen. A lot of the time, we go places and we see the horrors of restaurants and shit that goes on behind the scenes that, for the most part, really never really crossed our minds. We go sit down and the waitress or the waiter is serving us. Their customer service might be good, but the bitch might be in the back licking the bread. You know, you don't know what the fuck to be, you don't know what to expect. And in this particular case, this man was back there sticking his dick in the jelly. Now, I had to ask, and I had to read further and watch the reports. They said the man said that he had urges and shit, and he just was like Marvin Gaye, he just felt like getting it on all the time. And I guess this included even on the clock. Why didn't you find other avenues, Othello? What the fuck is wrong? Okay, I'll give you some job options. One of them, I mean, there's a market for this shit. Apparently, you can go over there on OnlyFans and, stick your ding-a-ling in, jars of jelly over there. I'm pretty sure people are paying coins for that. You know what I'm saying? Find a way to be productive and not break the law and put people in harm's way financially and be a public health threat, because shit, we don't know if he had the herpes, the clap, the gonorrheas or whatever, the syphilis. We don't know what the fuck he might have had, and he running around sticking his dick in the jelly. Now, there was a couple of questions that crossed my mind, and of course his mental health was one of them. I'm stupid sometimes. I was trying to figure, like, was it Bama jelly? I mean, was it Smuckers? I don't know. And then, again, I'm sure there's a market for it, but how could you even market that in the restaurant? I'm pretty sure you ain't looking for nobody to come to the restaurant, doing brunch, and ask for the omelet with a side of bacon with the French toast. And oh yeah, please don't forget that famous dick jelly, please put that on the side for me. The fuck? Like, you have to be a sick kind of motherfucker. And I mean, there were other solutions. If you had it that high for yourself, or you just had urges and shit like that, which I don't advise, getting it on the clock unless you have a job working at a hotel or something like that. I don't know. And typically I don't advise, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to get busted. And they probably going to fire your motherfucking ass. So it won't look good. But you're a chef. I mean, ask for a 15-minute break, you know what I'm saying? And go back there and beat that motherfucker to sleep. And you know what I'm saying? Get yourself together. Thoroughly wash your hands and even sanitize them bitches and pump them up real good and then come back out. There's several different angles that we could have taken to avoid all this legal action and all this negative publicity, towards a restaurant that's owned by a black gentleman that has worked so hard to get the reputation that which he, hopefully will regain at some point. But that's some freaky ass shit. I mean, is that like truffle butter? Is duck butter? What the fuck they call that shit? That's it. They got apple butter jelly and shit. They got Bama jelly. They got Smuckers. Y'all know the rest of them. I don't know all of them out there, but I just don't see this turning out real good for him, of course, in the legal aspect, of course. And it shouldn't, because that just screams sexual deviancy. Like, what do you do when you can't get a hold of a jar of jelly? You know what I'm saying? Like, God forsake, God forbid if you fucked around with the mayonnaise or, the tub of mayonnaise or the barbecue sauce. He might have been fucked around and fucked all the condiments up in the restaurant. We just don't know just yet because the report really ain't truly in yet. We ain't found out all the charges because there's several. But we know for sure he fucked the flavor out of whatever brand of jelly it was he was digging up in. But this just, again, boils down to the point of telling me, you know, sometimes I just ought not be, you know, lazy and stuff like, because sometimes I be wanting to try different restaurants and stuff like that. But then again, this kind of make me just side-eye shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was really getting into this thing about, you know, patronizing black-owned restaurants. But I don't think I'll be showing up now and looking at the menu no time soon. And no. I think Othello need to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I think he need to go through some kind of counseling. Even if they got to put that bitch in a rubber room with a few jars of jelly and just let him beat that motherfucker out. I don't know. There's so many options. And I'm trying to think of them all to be legal and from a good medical aspect, because, you know, I'm not a doctor. I can't write these descriptions. I'm just going off my own personal opinion. But I think he needs to do some time, because if you just think about it, the litigation that this could tie this restaurant into, this could damn near possibly send this man, God forbid, into bankruptcy. All from one silly, goofy-ass, nasty, downtrodden, lickety-split, wanna stick a dick in a jar of fucking jelly-ass motherfucker that's supposed to just be there to spread the jelly on the bread, yet he back there spreading it on his penis. Some nasty-ass shit. And I'm also thinking, like, right about now, you know, where is he even housed in the prison? I'm pretty sure once he get, you know, his sentence and everything, I'm pretty sure whatever job they're going to give him, they sure the fuck better not give him a job in the cafeteria. Because if he fool around up in that bitch and go to sticking his dangling in jars of jelly, and them guys find out about that, they gonna fool around, probably try to fuck him with one of them jars of jelly. There's so many things that can. I'm not wishing this on anybody. I'm just thinking of the possibilities. That's all I'm saying. We just talking. You know what I'm saying? We just talking here. But facts are facts. He did stick his dingling in that jelly. The people said it down to the police over there on the news. Throat got a little dry. Felt a little parched. Excuse me. But yeah, I would only imagine, I mean, when the news hit, I wonder if people were sitting like in the restaurant at the present moment. I've never been to this restaurant that I can remember in my mind, honestly. But most of these modern restaurants now have televisions and stuff like that. And I wonder if there were people sitting in the bar or the restaurant when the news hit about the man, you know, if they were open, if people were sitting in there ordering or just waiting for their order. Just imagine you sitting up in there waiting for your order, you know, of brioche toast or whatever the fuck you want to call it, you know, your French toast or whatever, and then you could, it's one thing to realize you might have ordered pancakes, you know, the house pancakes with some syrup, maybe the eggs and the bacon. It's gonna hit you a little different if you're sitting up in there when the news hit, right? But if you that motherfucker that like French toast and shit like that, you kind of want to slather it down with jelly. If when they announced that shit and you sitting up in there and you had just got to spreading that jelly all over that bitch, you had got it just right. It was hot, you know what I'm saying? The butter was melted all on there and it smelled so fucking good and toastery and everything. And they sent that jelly out there on the side just like you asked for. Jelly, right? And you done spread that, you got the butter knife, you done spread the shit out of it. And it looks so good. And just when you about to take you a good bite, And then I turned up the news and you hear the man been sticking his dick in the jail. Can you imagine what that does to the mental or the psyche of the person that might have been sitting up in there in that situation? I'd have probably been, and I'm pretty sure this was not what happened, but this was just, again, we just talking. This was just a thought in my mind. This was just what could have happened, what might have happened. This is not a fact. This is just my opinion of what might have happened, right? But yeah, I would have probably freaked the fuck out. I probably would have been running to the nearest STD clinic and getting tested and putting the bill on the restaurant. Because if he doing stuff like, when he doing stuff like that, maybe he probably wouldn't catch them because he, you lay around and you safe sex because you fucking mayonnaise and shit and ketchup jars and jugs and sticking your dicks in jelly jars and shit. So, if you ain't really having that much human interaction, maybe there's not a big chance that you're going to, pass something on. So I don't know. I would still get checked for the hypes anyway. But anyway, I don't know if I'll follow that story or not because I do not want to cast any shame upon this restaurant because, again, I say the respectful and the redeeming factor of the owner is that he came forward and he reported the news to us. We didn't have to go find this shit. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't have to see leaked footage of this man back there, just straight pounding a jar of Bama jelly. We didn't have to find that footage being leaked. So the man came out and told us. Now, if y'all find that footage, y'all be sure to send it over here so I can take a look at it so I can report on it. Anyway, because I'm 16 minutes in. I'm trying to keep it right up under an hour at least. So it has been rumored that, Quavo recently had a concert maybe here about a week or so ago. And looking at the footage that surfaced on, several social media platforms, it seems that there were no real attendees, no real fans, right? It seems as though the arena, the event space was pretty dry of people. And the people that I saw on there, I don't know if those are people that happened to get their tickets before all the buffoonery kicked off. Because y'all know it's being said that Chris Brown pulled the 50 Cent move and went over there and bought all that man's tickets up so nobody will show up at his concert. I don't know how true it is. That's allegedly because I ain't heard nobody say it was a permanent fact. But that's what's, that's the steam that's moving around up in the air. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy that's moving. I've been keeping my ear to the ground. So that's what the fuck they've been saying. And when I looked at the footage, it looks pretty fucked up. But if y'all remember back in the day, it wasn't too long ago, a few years back, maybe about 10 years or so ago before DMX. 50 Cent went out there and I think he went and bought out his concert just to have nobody to show the fuck up. So I guess he wouldn't have any clout or any fans in the stands and shit like that and try to make him look bad. Don't get me wrong. That's okay. One level, that's a pretty clever ass move. If Chris pulled it, we know 50 Cent pulled it. But still comparing the two because it was a 50 Cent move, right? Looking at it, part of me wants to say like, okay, yeah, you won in that aspect because you did show him ain't what nobody gonna show him, but he made sure that nobody showed up, right? And that was a petty ass move. Again, that's true, but think about it on the other end of the needle, which is what I had to quickly think of. Like, that shit cost you. And all you did was put money into your enemy's, for lack of a better phrase, your enemy's pocket. And then now one can, of course, argue, well, shit, yeah, that might be true. I did it because I wanted to prove a point and be so petty as far as to go as to say the bitch needed the money, so that's why I helped him out. Ooh, that's kind of a low blow. But, again, just for you to prove that point, that you really had to pay all that money just to prove your point? That's a dumbass move. It would have been best said, as like my friend told me, it would have been best said that probably, bitch, had you started a rumor bad enough that made people not want to show up or wouldn't buy tickets. But you would spend your hard-earned Chris Brown dancing, you know, this Christmas money and shit, and went bought them motherfucking tickets. That made no sense. That kind of petty read don't... listen, if a bitch want to go for it, I'll go for it. I give it to you in words. I'm not finna sit up here and pay my hard-earned dollar just to show you, just to prove my point. Especially when it's going to your motherfucking pocket. You gonna take my money and go out here and flex on me. I help you stay afloat. That wasn't part of the game plan. I plays to win. I ain't playing to help you win. It's like a situation I had yesterday. I don't know what it was. I went out, we went into the grocery store, and I'm just gonna tell this ridiculous ass story, and I'm gonna get back on schedule with the what's the name, because I'm 20 minutes in. Went to the grocery store, and you know, for some reason I was in this chipper mood. I was happy and shit. Had hit the gym and everything. Worked out a few minutes, and I do mean a few minutes. Worked out a few minutes. Went to the grocery store, you know, still skibbity-bobbing through the store, dancing and shit, doing Michael Jackson, doing impressions and all this shit. Just feeling real high vibrational, happy than a motherfucker. All through the store. Fuck around there and, you know, got around to the deli. Arrived to the deli, standing up here. We stand up here, and then, now, when I got to the deli, it was this little old lady that like she played in Golden Girls as an extra. It's this other man, you know, that seemed like he might have played in one of them Steven Seagal movies as probably the enemy. And I think there was some pretty perky white girl, but then she walked up again behind me. So I had seen the order in which I walked up and where I was supposed to be up next. Well, when a little old lady from Golden Girls as an extra had been served and she went about her way, you know, the lady come back to the counter. She said, okay, next. Now, she knew who was next. Now, I guess she was, of course, assuming everybody was going to be adults enough to stay in order. You know what I mean? So, by this time, this man walks up here, looks like he's Trump's older brother. He got red hair, and I'm a visual motherfucker. He had a hat on that said Skid Map. S-K-I-D-M-A-D. Skid Map. Skid Mad or some shit like that. His hair was colored. I know he must have been every bit about in his late 70s. His hair was colored the same color as Chucky hair. He had on his ugly looking ass shirt, these probably these McGregor ass shorts or some shit like that, and these Sailor Moon what they call them, these dick wearing shoes. I guess they wear them out there. Them skipper type motherfucking shoes where they wear out there when they're a Hoya Mady or some shit. Them same ones that Gilligan wore. You know, you get the picture. So he pulls up and shit. And as the lady is saying this, I'm walking up and I said, the man over here, you know, that like he been in the Van Diesel movie. I said, I think he was here before me. Well, he acknowledged, oh no, you were here before me. Okay, well shit, maybe I was tripping. So I walked up and said, I'm next, started telling the lady what I like. Trump's older brother proceeds to tell me and loudly say, oh no, I was next. First of all, I don't like being embarrassed. I don't like people fucking with me. I don't like being noticed. I don't like confrontation like that, especially not out in the pubic. You know what I'm saying? And for you to yell out shit like that, that sent my antennas up. That raised the hair on the back of my neck to fuck up. And for some reason, instead of Adrian responding, Red wanted to come the fuck out to old me, but I said, you know what? No, don't do that, because it's not a good look. So I said, no, sir. I said, I was here first. That man told me, no, you've been walking all around the store, and now you come up here in front of me. Now, all right, now go ahead. I told him, I said, now listen, you better, I said, you Louis Anderson lookalike, you better go and about your business. Now, I'm trying to be respectful of what's supposed to be your gray hairs, and I know you dyed them motherfuckers, and I told them, you gonna fuck around and make me re-dye your hair. You better go the fuck on. Well, you been walking around, I said, and where you been walking in your pepper steppers, bitch, your Gilligan Islands. But you gonna tell me where the fuck I been and where I supposed to come in line? Now, while I'm telling this story to a friend, this bitch gonna pause me and gonna tell me, well, you could have been the more mature person. Why you just couldn't let him go first? No, fuck that shit. He been going first all his life. He proved that shit by sitting there arguing me down because he thought he was first in line to get his motherfucking salami. Or his roast beef. No, bitch, I want my Cajun turkey first. Like I said, I told him, I said, listen, Like I said, I was here first. She gonna take my order, and I said, I bet I get my meat before you get yours. The lady took my order and went back there, and I stepped back because I already seen where it was headed. She was gonna get my shit first. She wasn't finna argue back. As I'm stepping back, he's on my left and he gonna holler. I didn't think I was going to encounter an asshole in the store today. Okay, and I didn't think I was going to encounter an asshole in the store today. I said, now listen, you better go on somewhere. I'm trying to be respectful. I've been having a good day. There is no need for us to be acting like this. And of course, baby had to sit up here and talk about, listen, go on, you're gonna get serviced anyway. Go on about your business. Let's have a good day. Yada, yada, X, Y, and Z. Calming the situation down because, like I said, I was ready to pounce like a motherfucking panther. Now, I'm sitting there telling you, I done retracted my claws a couple of times and gave you a chance. But I told him, I said, you better take you in that skid mad hat, and you better go ahead and take you in that skid mad hat and them pepper steppers. And you better motherfucking beat it if you know it's good for you. That man must have called me an asshole about 3 or 4 more times. I told him, I said, you know what? I'm going to let you go ahead and have that one because at the end of the day, I know how this is going to look like it's going to pan out. So at the end of the day, I refuse to stoop to this level. And like baby said, at the end of the day, we both too motherfucking old to be out here acting stupid. You way too old. You probably, shit, you been here since they made fucking sliced bread and Coca-Cola in the can. Because old as he was, I know he was around when Harry Tubman was around this bitch. He was out there protesting what that woman named Rosa Parks on the bus. He been around for a long time. And I was just surprised I didn't see a hat on his head that said, "Make America Great Again." But one thing I know, 2 things for sure, and one thing for certain plus. At the end of the day, I had to go ahead and give him a pass because I was about to be like Cisco and Unleash the Dragon. But anyway, that was my whole little situation over there in the grocery store. And some people just so fucking rude. They won't even say excuse me in the store. They damn near knock you down. Half the time I feel like a senior citizen when these little young ones running past me with them fucking baskets. Because one thing I would tell you, if you let your child run over my ankles, my motherfucking cankles with that basket, you may as well get you and your baby ready to square up. Do you know how bad that shit hurt to get the back of your shin run over with one of them baskets? Oh my God, goddamn, great day in the morning. That's some painful shit. If you don't believe me, go to the store tomorrow and just tell somebody, all right, don't really put it into full throttle, but go ahead and just give it a good push and let it run as you stepping off, shit, that'll fuck you up. That'll take your whole soul. You think stubbing your toe hurts? Shit, go for it. Listen, no. I whooped my little sister ass in the store one time when we was kids or running over my motherfucking ankle in the Winn-Dixie, and my mom whooped the shit out of me when we got home. But I showed her the next time you in charge of that basket when we go down here to Super Fresh, I bet you won't. I bet you won't run over my motherfucking cankles with that basket no more. Fuck that. That shit hurt. No. But anyway, let me cut the bullshit out because I can tell them kind of stories all day long. But anyway, yes, that was a petty ass move. But of course, hey, if you can afford it, then fuck it. Who am I to say no? I don't really give a fuck. I'm just here to report the news, not pass judgment. But y'all drop down in the comment section and let me know if y'all know that it's a fact or not that Chris Brown is actually guilty of these acts, because after he had already ripped his ass up, ripped Quavo up in them lyrics and them diss tracks, there was not too much more to be said or left on the dance floor, for them to be sweeping up. But whatever, you got the time and the dime, do your big one. Recently, Flame Monroe did an interview over there on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne and that old peanut head ass boy, DJ, whatever his name is. And somehow the discussion of trans athletes and Olympics and all this stuff came up, and Flame Monroe decided basically she was going to solidify the fact that she said what she said, that trans men and women should have their own league, their own lane. as far as the Olympics, and whether it's playing basketball or swimming, stuff like that. And when asked, after she said this, when asked by, I think it was Charlemagne that said, well, what about for people that say that, trans women take hormones and that make them pretty much at some point equal to a regular born female? And Flame Monroe gave pretty much a response that I had pretty much already thought of, because I was actually just having a discussion maybe a week prior to actually this interview aired. And she said that pretty much, the fact that they need their own lane, so therefore nobody can actually take away from them that actual win, because you can say that it was equal. You know what I mean? Because she was saying that even though she's been taking hormones for years on end, she still pretty much have enough testosterone to still overtake a female in a physical performance in most conditions. And for some, that still kind of equates to a regular athlete taking steroids and all kind of different enhancements and this kind of stuff to make sure that he's able to enhance and up his performance to keep up with the demand of his team, his what do you call it? His basically what he's known for. If he runs, long yards, this motherfucker can jump distances and all this shit and throw a brick 75 yards across the motherfucking field, whatever them discs or whatever it is, that kind of stuff. And it was just 2 days ago you were able to do it, a little bit shorter distance than that. So I do believe that there should be, just like the Special Olympics, like Flame Monroe mentioned, that was created by that woman over there with the slow peoples, with the disabled people over there in her backyard with just 6 people, with 6 children. I do agree that is something to discuss, because in the end, you want to be the best at what you do, and you want to be able to do it honestly, so that when you brag about your shit, because ain't nobody want to hear about no bragging ass motherfucker that, everybody know they lied and cheated. That's like your cousin them fucking around there. Them bitches reneged in the spades game, but just because you couldn't call that booking, you wasn't gonna fuck around there and get, had them, call your ass and take your books back because you ain't call that right book right when it was supposed to be had done. It's that kind of thing, right? So it just does you more justice, and it means more when you've honestly worked for it a lot of the time, and you can actually sit there and have the bragging rights about being that best swimmer with the best time, or being able to have the best diving times or diving styles, or the way you play basketball, or knocking a bitch down with a tackle. Because, come on, just be honest. At the end of the day, if they was to fuck around and bust out here with female football and shit like that, I'm pretty sure it's in a few places, but it's not in the NFL. And they haven't made room for it. But, they made room for the Special Olympics. So, I think as the LGBTQ community, we should be pulling some money together. And we should be starting I don't know, the Trans Olympic or something. We ought to be putting some money into that, Those of us that were, those of them that have it. I'm talking about those of us, shit. Listen, I can't be writing too many big checks, but whatever. But no, and and honestly, if y'all know me, I don't like Flame Monroe. I have disowned Flame Monroe, puppet master face looking ass a long time ago when that girl started that biff over there with Funky Dineva and them, and she called herself wanting to be a self-righteous trans. Because I can't lie, there's a lot of conflict in my mind with a bitch that decides to keep it, Not, and that's with all due respect, because there are bitches I can, like T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison, I tell you, she a big dick bitch and all that shit there. But she's a lady, and T.S. ain't out here fucking around with no women, having no babies and shit. But Flame Monroe, I don't know, you know, I don't know. I'm trying not to be doing too much, y'all, because, listen. I don't know. What more can you expect from a bitch that still want to fuck females and still have a big old set of titties like that, and sit up there looking like the puppet master because she feel like she accepted in some spaces that she can say whatever the fuck she want to say about a certain group of people that she claims she want to be a part of or that she is a part of, but at the same time, you talking fucking double standard. You talking out both sides of your mouth. And then she had the nerve to say, oh, you know, there are so many times, I think since 2016, that she's had so many gigs canceled and she's lost so much money because of the fact that she said this before years ago, back in 2016, and even made some other comments that were not so favorable towards the LGBTQ community, in which she says that she loves so much and she's a part of, but at the same time, and I do understand there are certain times, I ain't gonna lie, like T.S. Madison and them and be saying, I understand when there's a lot of this shit that I don't be understanding and I don't get, like, you know, when they said, now polyamorous, I learned that one. I figured that one out, right? But stuff like non-binary, binary, throuple, it's a whole lot of shit I don't understand, and I'm over here, I'm a card-carrying member. Nobody invited me to the meeting. I don't know what they judged upon or what they came down, what the gavel came down on down there at the conference. All I know is word on the street is this is what it's supposed to be like, and this is what people like to be called. And at the same time, I can't keep up my motherfucking self, so ain't no sense of nobody calling up here trying to ask me. I'll do the best I can to explain it. But I'm not finna sit up here and pull out my motherfucking readers, you know what I'm saying, and put on an ascot and light up my good old pipe and cross my motherfucking legs with my motherfucking Bill Cosby socks on and sit up and tell you I'm a theologist and I can tell you all there is to know, all of the things there is to know about the gay community. Once upon a time I could do that, but you know, shit, there's so many moving parts and so many pieces, honey. I don't know. I can probably educate a motherfucker up to a certain extent, and after that, I gotta let it go. So I do understand, but at the same time, Flame Monroe, I do not have the greatest like for him or her, because she the same bitch in and out of drag. Let's just be honest, because that's one thing about it. What you get today is what you're gonna get tomorrow with her. Other than the fact that when it's time to get a gig or a job, you know, sometimes she'll bend to the rule to make sure she get that gig, like she did over there on Fox Soul when Funky Neva left. She tried to get that permanent seat. No, it didn't stick. You ain't gonna get it because you ain't got it. That's why they didn't give you that part over there on Fox Soul when Funky left. But again, I have to say, in this particular instance, I do side with a lot of the facts that Flame Monroe, puppeteer looking ass, gave over there on the Breakfast Club show, interviewing with Charlamagne. Now, y'all know that Charlamagne, I really think, in my mind, and it's just my opinion, I really think Charlamagne is get down, fuck around kind of guy. I think he done had a couple of guys, and it's an old bar DJ fat stuff too. Cause they do too much. They have so many. Cause I always defend straight men, saying a lot of times you have to understand that they're being raised by a single mother, and sometimes a lot of straight men have feminine ways, and I'm not saying to the point to where they child, girl, and all that. Cause listen, if they doing all that, you might, bitch, you might want to put your gay glasses on and take a look. Take them rose colors off, put the gay glasses on, get yourself around a gay friend or two, and let them do a test. bitch. Like they do over there at NASA. Bring him by the house and let everybody take a look at him and see what's popping, because something's afoot. But there are straight men that have been raised to know how to tap into their feminine energy and how to be, that guy, and how to well balance that energy between masculine and feminine, and not be afraid of it, not being afraid of to exhibit that. So, but a lot of you girls out there, y'all would say that, a man is crying and all that shit and all that different stuff. Oh, he a punk pussy ass nigga and all that stuff, he a wuss. But the truth about the matter is, I think a lot of the time, that's the kind of woman that usually like a man, talking some different kind of way to her, usually somewhere kind of incorporates any old kind of way to her and shit. That's even if it means, slapping upside the head. I would never understand that kind of shit. But anyway, that's another thought for a different day. The bottom line is, Flame Monroe, bitch, you got this one. I will hands down agree with you on this one. And let you have that one. I'm sitting there trying to drink this drink, because y'all know I never finish a drink while I'm on camera. So I have to, actually fucking drink the liquor, because it'd be wasting. It's been here for few months already as it is. Just trying to drink it. Moving on. For those of you who watch Love and Hip Hop, I believe it's Atlanta with Carly Reed and Zell Swag and Sassy Santanta on there. Now, people are talking about how Saucy was in pretty much the last scene between he and Zell Swag on the show for the I think it was actually the last episode of the season. And he was telling Zell because they hadn't seen each other, for a couple of episodes. Saucy Santana hadn't come out there going to Canada and all that shit, and Saucy had told him he was coming, but he never did show up. He didn't answer his phone, he didn't call back, he didn't shoot a text, he didn't send a pigeon with a motherfucking note. None of that shit to tell anybody why he wasn't coming and all that shit there. So, but in that last episode, to me, it was so fucked up how Saucy sat up there and told them girls, the problem is he don't know how to accept the fact that when somebody said they don't want him, to just go ahead and go about his business, because I've been doing me and he ain't been doing him. He been too busy worried about me. And I'm paraphrasing a good bit of it, but a lot of this shit he said, right? He also went on to say, he knew that Zell was more into him and was more vested into the relationship than he was. He was like, I know I'm a fucked up person. I cheated on him, yada, yada, yada. I came and told him about it, all this different stuff, which he did. But the girls asked the counter question, was it cheating on both sides or was it just you? And Saucy was honest. He said, it was just me. And there's something in me that I can't offer, monogamous shit to Zell. Now, there's a part of this I had to respect, because you did tell the girls that you said that at some point to Zell. The part that got me though was the way he told it to Zell Swagger, but he said that he told it to him that he didn't want him, he didn't want to be with him and all this different stuff, because he seen that Zell Swag was eating him alive in the blogs and on the chats and all this different stuff here. Talking about his fat ass and he never wanted him and all this shit. Calling him Mr. Potato Head. And I will admit, it was at that moment a bell rang in my mind, and I said, damn it, Zell Swag got it. Because for a while I had been looking at Sassy Santanta, and I couldn't figure out what it was I could equate what he looked like, especially even with all that airbrush bullshit on his face. You know what I'm saying? Because he was, a lot of the time, I tell you, he'd be two-toned like a motherfucker. He'd look like, I don't know, like almost a scene on color TV where color was just about to come in, where you had to get down to that bitch and tune in the color part, the black and white knob, and you know, all that shit. You had to really get it together. It'd be bright up in here, and I don't understand makeup like that, but I can tell when it looks good. And I can tell you the way it looked, it did not look good. Saucy Santana was giving me, I don't know, like, not really drag queen. Like, you know, when I say not really drag queen, that's like little Latin girl in drag. Like, you ever heard? Like, she wasn't quite ready. Like, she had a few things to work on when it came to the makeup. And it's like, again, like I told y'all before, it's like some parts of it is like she put on with a butter knife, and other parts on like a spackle, and then the rest of that shit just be a brush. But none of it's ever the chisel, the spackle, and the butter knife, and the brush and stuff. It's never evenly distributed all on the same side. It just don't look right. It ain't well blended. But it looks like a mime, y'all. Is that what they call people that wear black and white shirts? The stripers? Not the ones that's in prison. I'm talking about the ones that wear the little beret, a little French beret, and the white gloves like Mickey Mouse and them be doing shit like this. Them. They call mimes. They call mimes. Yeah. Yeah. It ain't giving. But I will tell you this. He made a profound discovery, or I made a profound discovery when Saucy Santana had told him, he said, he'd been making posts on the internet talking about I look like a fucking Mr. Potato Head. I was like, show is. When I was 8 years old, I had a Mr. Potato Head set. And when you actually, and usually they come with a couple of sets of ears, so you can plug a few of them up on there if your mama spend enough money on her. And when you plug the right set of ears on that Mr. Potato Head and probably put their hat on him or just take that hat off, the way they paint it, like Mrs. Potato Head, really it's Mrs. Potato Head is what he looked like. Mrs. Potato Because the way Mrs. Potato Head had that rouge on her cheeks, like your auntie and them did back in the day when they was going to church, they take that lipstick and rub it right there. They didn't have all that shit. They rub that lipstick and put it right there on their cheeks and get some tissue. I watch them do it. And rub that shit around a little bit to make some blush, and then they put a little powder or something on there, or vice versa. That's how they did it. But that's how the Mrs. Potato Head looked. And when you think about it, yes, it's the Mrs. Potato Head. You ain't got to put no hair on that bitch. Just put the Mrs. Potato Head up on there and put the right set of ears on her, and that's what you get. They'll swag you. Now, you was right about that. But, I mean, what else could you really expect when you really actually, if you watched the actual season? When you watch when they actually got into it and had a physical altercation in the house, when Sassy Santana decided to go oops upside, you know, Zell Swag's motherfucking head with that long ass motherfucking Dracula nail. That's why I don't do stuff like that, because it's those moments that send me into places that I shouldn't be. It sends me into days, you know, and moments of my life in the past to where I had to just get active. And I ain't talking about in the spiritual realm. I'm talking about in the physical. I'm talking about it will make me want to humdrum, diddly-yum, some beat the fuck out of bitch when you go to oopsing upside my head with your nails. That don't make no sense because you invade my personal space. And I'm not a violent man. But I can honestly tell you back then, yeah, I really wasn't for you putting your hands in my face and stuff like that. And, you know, big facing me and mugging me and shit like that and calling you, you know, all out your name and stuff. That shouldn't even be betwixt two people that's supposed to be together. And I've always said, I watch stuff like Snap and shit, and I've always try to think to myself, how is it you love this person so much at once upon a time, and you can wake up the next day and decide to go out there and grind the axe and come in here and wax this bitch up into 72 pieces and go out there and feed them to the motherfucking halls or some shit. Like, what shifted overnight? Why could it not be that at the end of the day, y'all represent the gay community right and actually sit down to that table over at the house y'all renting over there in Atlanta for all the clap, and sit down to that nice table, a counter, and have a conversation and talk things out and actually settle things amicably and say, listen, I'm sorry, I'm not right, things ain't working, I find myself doing things to you that I shouldn't be doing, and it's not right. And I can't find the strength in myself to stop. So with that being said, I have to respect you and love you enough to go ahead and step away until I get myself right. And let that man decide what it is he want to put up with and deal with. Now, if he wants to be stupid enough to keep on fucking around there and chasing you like Miss Netta doing Charles, then go ahead by all means and let him do that. That is his own prerogative. Bobby Brown and them told y'all that years ago. Now, if you don't know what the song is, look the shit the fuck up on YouTube after you get to watching my shit. Right? But if you watch the season, he's really he's handled him all kinds of ways. He's cheated on him. He's came back and told him all this different stuff. And it never wound up to be, it didn't look good from the get-go. That didn't look good. So, I mean, people are wild by the fact of how he told it to him and all that shit in the last scene, in the last episode. I mean, whoop-de-doo. What's the fucking point? Had you watched the season, there would have been no surprise to you. And like I said, I can't be party of a lie. At the young, tender age I am of 21, there is no way I'm about to be this old and sit up here. But no, at this age, this stage in the game, I don't even know how old Sassy Santana and them is. But in the end, I don't know how Zell Swaggerman is, how old he is. But in the end, the fact still remains that there is no way that I'm going to sit up here and allow a person to mistreat me and declass me and demean me in those means the way it went in this. Now, I understand a lot of this shit is written and they put on and they perform and stuff like that and act all, do all this stuff like Carly Rae did when she fell on that floor in that motherfucking club when that hunker-nose ass man brought his fake Jay-Z wannabe bippity boppity boo booger big nose ass up in there with all them old motherfucking lab made fucking cubic zirconia ass fucking rings. He done bust out there by that old Mexican man he's fucked around there and paid $40 fucking to. You know good and well Carly Rae, sit your motherfucking ass down with that bullshit to my she done got the most rings. Of course she do that because that's all the fuck she be bucking for. Learn some sense, bitch. You too old to be over there doing the same shit. Look up the definition of insanity. And look in the mirror while you're reading it and read it aloud so you can make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because she keep doing the same shit, finding all these old Rudy Poo, wannabe ass rich men. The girl that said that the Pocahontas had told us that the man sitting around there driving Carly Rae shit. You are a sugar mama, and if you bought any kind of ring, I'm pretty sure he might have spent it on your card. Carly Rae, you too old for that shit. Bitch, you older than me. I know you done got your AARP card by now. Cause I got a few years before I got to apply for my shit. You know, you ought to be reapplying. You over there acting like Sheree. See, women like that ought to start a club. And I ain't talking about the First Wives Club. It's like dummy of the day. Fuck that donkey of the day. Dummy of the day. Because you know, a better name for it. What we got? The Dumb Diddy Dum Dum Club. I don't fucking know. The Dumb Broads Club, because make it make sense. Why do you always end up almost having it all and shit? But you and then married one of them, and that didn't end up well. You need to take a different approach. Carly, you need to go find somebody more your caliber, and you probably should switch to singing "Oh Amazing Grace" or something like that, and stop trying to get up on these pop charts because it's not gonna work. But y'all stop sitting up here with that bullshit, acting like y'all surprised about how Saucy Santana Mrs. Potato Head looking ass that been treating that boy. Cause I ain't gonna tell you no lie, I'm not no big old fan of Zell Swag either. With his big old Lion King face lined up ass. That boy got, I know I got a sniffer on my face, but that motherfucker probably, he ought to be able to smell a motherfucking mile coming a mile away. A lie coming a mile away. He ought to smell the bullshit that Sassy Santana was bringing a mile away with that big ass Mufasa motherfucking nose on his face. Would y'all not agree? All right, let's keep it a buck. Because I know before somebody go up on here to my son, well, your nose ain't small. I acknowledge my shit, bitch. Listen. Yeah. Yes, I know I can smell shit. I ain't worried about it. That's how I keep it away from it, because I smell it 2 or 3 miles away. That's how I keep it the fuck on the other side. And I inherited this bitch just like he did. But goddamn, that motherfucker he got on his face is spread like an eagle. It's spread like mayonnaise on wheat bread. So there's no way he shouldn't have smelled the fuckery that Sassy Santana was bringing. So y'all stop sitting up there acting like it's a surprise. Last but not least, I'm already 55 minutes in, so see, I'm running into my own time already. Monique did a stand-up comedy over there. I know she's doing a tour. She did a stand-up comedy over there in Tennessee. And I'm going to make it short and sweet. She got on stage. She talked about, fuck Oprah Winfrey, fuck Tyler Perry and all that shit. Telling the man in the audience down there he need to go ahead and bend Oprah over and fuck her, Tennessee black man dick style so he can bring her back to black and all this bullshit. Monique, what the fuck are you doing? What in the absolute rubber duck fuck are you over there doing? You look like an old motherfucking dummy. You look stupid. And I'd be motherfucked if you come anywhere I'm at and I decide to buy a ticket to your show. There is no way I'm about to buy a ticket to your motherfucking stand-up comedy and you out here displaying this kind of behavior. Because that ain't the shit I want to hear, bitch. I want to hear the funny bitch. I want to hear the fat funny bitch that was back there on the stage a long time ago. Making fun of the skinny bitch club. Give me the fat bitch Monique back. I'm tired of the skinny bitch Monique because you done lost your mind, bitch. Your calorie count must be too motherfucking low a day. You need to increase your calorie count, bitch. They need to let you have a couple of more of them Krispy Kreme donuts today because something in your motherfucking psyche is fucking up with all this weight loss you got going up. I ain't gonna even say it's daddy, bitch, because I don't even know if it's daddy or not. But the bottom line is somebody's depriving this bitch of food. She need more blueberries, some antioxidants, because there is no motherfucking way I want to sit up here and buy a ticket to your motherfucking show and he come out here and talk about Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, mega block head ass. Bitch, listen. For all that, I may as well go over there and buy a ticket and watch Flame Monroe pants up looking ass. That girl like she came off the motherfucking episode of Thundercats, bitch. I don't want to hear about it. I need the fat bitch Monique back. And I'm pretty sure everybody can agree with me. We want to hear funny comedy. We don't want to hear you getting on the stage roasting these bitches. If it's going to be a roast, let it be a roast that they invite you to. That's an actual roast, right? Work on redeeming your fucking career. Work on getting yourself back in somebody's good graces other than just, Spike Lee. You need to work on mending your relationships all throughout Hollywood. Listen, I do understand black girl power. I do understand telling the truth. I do understand pushing forward who you are and standing for something and not falling for anything. I understand all of those things and more. But God damn it, I'm just tired of hearing the same shit. I don't want to hear that shit no more. And I'm pretty sure everybody else is tired of hearing it. Bring us the big fat bitch over there was on Parker's. Bring us that bitch. The one you told us during the time didn't know how to wash your coochie. Apparently, learning how to wash your coochie done cause you to lose your mind. Let that motherfucker go a couple of days, maybe a week or so. Maybe it caused you to be funnier. Because you've been doing some different shit that cause you to be not so funny no more. And I need you to cut it out. I need you to cut it the fuck out right to hell goddamn now. We sick of this shit. We don't want to hear no more about no Tyler Perry and all that shit that went on. That was, 20 years ago now? Because the way time moving, bitch, it ain't nothing for a month to pass by in a year. Wait, a year passed by in a month. Let me correct myself. It ain't nothing for a year to pass by in what it seems like a fucking month. The way the days go by now. So I'm gonna go and equate that shit to about 20 years ago. Give it up and let it go. Because what's gonna happen is you talking all that bullshit about who loaned you money then when Oprah and Tyler Perry had to stop you from working and shit and had to lay around there and blackballed you and benched you out of Hollywood and all that shit. Okay, you had motherfuckers loaning you money then. Now you done found yourself into different roles and getting back into, into the saddle of things, and now you're making money again. People are putting your name on bills and shit like that, taking a chance on you and stuff again, and you running around here with the same shit. Even if you're gonna do the shit, do it classy. It's not giving anymore that it's no longer giving that Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey were unprofessional, in the industry. It's not giving that anymore. It's not giving that they wasn't exuding and rooting for black girl magic. It's not giving that anymore. It's not giving, they're not giving the black girls a fair opportunity in Hollywood and compensating them fairly. Yeah, we also know that too. And we see that with Taraji P. Henson and some of the other girls that have come out and told us what the fuck was going on. But in this particular case, Monique, right now, what it's giving us is it's giving spite. It's giving crybaby spite. It's giving stop what y'all doing. Listen to me. Don't y'all remember that they hurt me? They didn't give a fuck about me and treated me so differently and cheated me out of money. And my family had to go hungry. Bitch, you know how many of us out here on 9 to 5s that done fucked around at some point? These people out here lost their job on some fuck shit and had to go home and sit down and put a white fucking napkin over their head and tell them cheering to stop hollering and shut the fuck up and get somewhere in the room and sit down so they can figure out what the next motherfucking step's gonna be? How they gonna feed all these kids, still pay this light bill, and pay the goddamn rent, and the car note and all this shit, and still keep everyday life going, and they just lost their motherfucking job? Do you know how many times that has happened over here in America and many other fucking places? But yet you have been given opportunities, well, you've been given an opportunity of a lifetime. You're a fucking big star still. Why don't you spend more time trying to redeem yourself in your work? Show us your work and show us how funny you still can be with your stand-up. Show us those different girls out here in these movies. Because, bitch, right now, I don't want to be bothered. I'm not buying no ticket. I'm not even trying to promote that bullshit. Because I'm honestly trying to figure out who's in the fuck is your promoters. Is it Daddy and Them? Is this Daddy and Them Productions or what? Because I can't really think of a production company in their right mind that really knew the material you about to get up here and spit and give all night motherfucking, rendezvous sermon about what thus says the book of what Oprah did to me, including Tyler Perry, featuring Tyler Perry. We don't, if they not there, and they not finna come out from behind the stage, and Oprah not finna come out there and give us a Maya Angelou motherfucking monologue, bitch, and Tyler Perry not finna come out there and preach us down like T.D. Jakes to give us a word. If they not in the building, bitch, we don't want to hear about it. We don't even want to hear their name because that time has passed. It is over and it's done with. That sounds like me losing a job I lost 10 or 15 years ago. Now I'm still sitting up here on YouTube channel somewhere salty about it. Bitch, I done moved the fuck on. We understand, the logic and the message in what you are telling us and how they moved as it pertained to the way they worked with business and the black actresses. We understood that. We even understood the fact that you were burned by them. We even watched you get, your apology, and you told us about how you got your apologies from Spike Lee or whatever. Lee Daniels. I'm sorry, I was Lee Daniels. How you got your get back, and Lee Daniels came to you and y'all made amends. We've watched that growth, and that we appreciate it. And even during that time, we was fucking tired of it. We even understood when you let out the tape that was supposed to be let out allegedly that's had Tyler Perry on there telling shit. And I see Oprah say she ain't talking to damn bitch on no phone. Bitch, you ain't got no recordings of that one. Oprah say not over here at this house. As for me and my house, bitch, we gonna serve the Lord. And we ain't taking phone calls. We ain't talking no business over the phone, bitch. You better meet me in the undisclosed. You better meet me in the vineyard, bitch. And we can talk out there about a pool. That's why I know you ain't got no wire on. Check it. But Monique, no ma'am. No, sis. Just like you told them bitches about them bonnets. Because I have yet to see you confront a bitch with a bonnet on. I ain't seen a video yet with you to catch a bitch out here in the public and tell her something about that bonnet. Because I can assure you, you from Baltimore and shit. You from Baltimore. But I'm sure they got a few of them young gals out there. You confront them with that bonnet on. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Listen. Them bitches know how to beat you up and not even lose that bonnet. That's how skilled they are. Now you think you Michael Jackson, you better ask yourself just like he did, who's bad? I bet you ain't got damn video out here catching damn bitch in the airport or in the Walmart or in the local, what y'all call it, Publix or none of that shit. I bet you ain't got damn piece of motherfucking footage where you confront a damn bitch with a goddamn bonnet on in the public. I bet you. And if, in fact, this video happened to reach you and you do, please, by all means, and if anybody knows of one, please drop down in the comment section and leave me the link because I want to see it. I want to lay my motherfucking googlies on it. But you still out here fucking with this bullshit with Oprah and Tyler. The train has left the station. The last call for alcohol been had. The last curtain call showed and hit. Shit. You know, Color Purple had a whole musical made since you started this shit. I mean, you're not stopping these people's paper. The only motherfucker's paper you stopping is your own. So the next time you decide to get on the stage and decide you want to put these people in your act, I suggest you probably get yourself a cheesecake, bitch, a hamburger, order fries, and a shake. Some shit like that, because you need to bring back your fat girl mentality, because you need to get your big back up, bitch. Because this skinny bitch, Monique, we ain't really liking her. You need to go on ahead and get your big back up. Yeah. I need to see you, bitch, eating some Little Debbie's, some Big Deborah's, some Patty's Pie, bitch. I need to see you damn near on my 600 pound, my 600 pound life. But no, for real though, you were far funnier then. So honestly, by all means, cut the shit, because we not enjoying it anymore. We're really not. But again, if this is your first video, please go ahead now and drop down there in the on, I think the thing about to flash on the screen somewhere, and click that damn subscribe button so that when I upload these videos, you can be one of the first ones to see it. Oh, and I decided to go live one of these good old days when y'all be ready. And drop down in the comment section and let me know what you thought about the videos, the topics, and my opinion. Because y'all know I be giggling my ass off for some of that shit y'all put down in the comment section. Also, hit the thumbs up button. It don't take but a fucking second. All you gotta do is click the button, the little stars burst out of there and shit. Y'all don't see anything. Y'all don't clicked it on many other videos. Go and click the goddamn button. Last but not least, make sure to share these videos. Sharing with your cousin, sharing with your auntie. Even though she go to church, she ain't all that saved. She ain't saved that she say she is. She gonna enjoy this bullshit too. All this talking and carrying on and shooting the bull and talking shit. Send it to your uncle. Even though he the deacon, he still watch fuck shit in his spare time. He enjoys this kind of shit too. He be out there in the shit, claiming he out there working on the lawnmower. He watching this kind of shit. Send it to him. You watch it. Now your grandma and your grandpa, they like the kids. I don't know now. If you fuck with your grandma and them like that, go ahead and do it. Send it to that snaggle two cousin you don't fuck with over there in the country. Send it to that bald head motherfucker that you don't get along with. Cause again, I'm gonna help y'all out. I'm gonna help y'all rekindle that relationship. Send it to that dull ass coworker that you trying to liven up. Make sure you send it off the clock because listen, honey, anybody got time for getting in trouble and losing their job because times is tough. You know, send it to that mom's club. All right, send it to everybody you know except them children and your grandma and your grandpa. And again, that even has some wiggle room. But yeah, I gotta get out of here. I got some other shit to do. Probably some more homework or something. I definitely need to find me something to eat. And I'm kind of tired of chopped salad, so I had fucked around here. We're supposed to eat some catfish. But we unwrapped that shit, and that smelled like the ghost of Christmas past. That smelled like straight up Yankee Doodle Wintertown bullshit. And there was no way in the world I was about to lay around there and douse that shit in the sauce and talking about marinating that old fish and stick it up in no grease to my frying and stick it up my fucking stomach. You never have me sitting up here feeling turned upside down for the next 7 days. Where all of my orifices going, throwing up one way and shitting out the other. I can't deal with that one. That's a horrible feeling. But I'm gonna find something to eat. Anyway, I gotta go. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys for your support each and every time. I love you so much. Until the next video, y'all take care of yourselves. And I'm out.